Welcome back. Today we continue our course in system design fundamentals. Today we'll talk about the HTTP. HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a fundamental protocol of World Wide Web. It is a foundation of data communication on the internet, allowing web browsers like Chrome, Firefox, or Safari to retrieve and display web pages and enabling users interact with web applications and the services. So let's assume that we have this client and this server. Let's say that we assume this is a browser or client. Let's call it a client. Client is better. And let's just delete this one. And let's just delete this one also. And we use the IP address to we use the HTTP to in the client server's communication. So the HTTP operates on a client server model where one entity, which is the client, makes requests to another entity with the server, and the server responds to those requests. The client typically is a web browser or a mobile app, while the server hosts websites, web applications, or web servers. So basically what happened in conclusion that it's that the client would connect with the server with the HTTP with the request, and the server will send back a response. It's look easy, it's not complicated, and it's the way they have been always working. The thing that we should know about first, we should know that this connection is a stateless connection. So the HTTP is a stateless protocol, which means that each request from a client to a server is treated as an independent transaction. The server does not retain any information about previous requests from the same client. This statelessness simplifies the protocol, but can pose challenges for maintaining user sessions in web applications, etc. Also, we will not talk about the request response cycle, how this cycle works. So an HTTP interaction follows the request response cycle. The client sends the HTTP request, okay, as you can see here, to the server. Specifying the desired resource. For example, the client or the user. So it will just send a request to like get users. Okay, and the client sends and the server process the requests and sends back an HTTP response. Which includes the request resource or error message. So the client will send back the users or maybe or error or why we couldn't get the users. Also, we should talk about the HTTP methods. So the methods that the client is allowed to communicate with the server will be let me make it this with it will be like a get, and let me take this and put here downside, and I want to make it even smaller so we can, it's too big right now. Yeah, this is great. And we have maybe a get, and that get we use this one to retrieve data from the server. We use post, and we use post here. Let me just align it to the left here. Yeah, great. And we use post to submit data to the server of processing. We use put, and the put we update an existing resource on the server. We use patch, and the patch we use to update a single thing in the resource. Like the put, we update the full resource, and the patch we update a single thing in the resource. We use delete to delete a resource, and we maybe have also options, which is request information about the communication option supported. Also, we should talk about the headers. Let me just the headers here, and the headers they are HTTP messages like request and response include headers which provide additional information about the message and its content. Headers can convey details like content type, caching, authentication credential, and more. We have also the status code. It's important to talk about that. Basically, the status code. Let me just because the status code, like HTTP response, includes status code that indicates the outcome of the request, and maybe we have common status codes like for example 200, which means okay. Maybe we have 404, which is like not found. We have maybe also we have, I guess, 500, which internal server error. Let's call it error, and we have many more, but this is the famous ones. Also, we could talk about the HTTPS. It's important to talk about HTTPS. So basically, let me give this different color so it will be easier for us not to be trapped here. So basically, the HTTPS is while HTTP is stand for it stands for Protocol for Web Communication. The HTTPS is the HTTP does not provide data encryption or security data transmission. To address security concerns, the HTTPS, it's called HTTP Secure, uses encryption, usually the TLS or SSL, to secure data transmitted between the client and the server. It's commonly used for secure online transactions, login pages, and any sensitive data transfer. The HTTP is a crucial part of modern internet, facilitating the exchange of web content, data, and services. It forms the basis of web development and enables users to interact with websites, web applications, APIs, and various online resources. So that's it on today's video, and that's it about HTTP. And yeah, see you in future. And I hope you like my content, and see you in future problem.